The No Man's Sky, the Adrift Redux Expedition is now available, and it's running from the 11th to the 25th of December. Of course you can start with a new save, but I prefer to use the kiosk in the anomaly, as that allows me to transfer all the stuff at the end onto my main save. It's also worth checking to make sure your multiplayer is turned off, just to avoid extra glitches. As usual, I'm going to make sure that I got my multi-tool and my ship selected before I go to the kiosk. This expedition is quite straightforward, so it isn't too difficult. There are a couple of things that are going to be annoying, but not too much. But I'm going to transfer the items that I'm going to take with me. I actually didn't really need to take much with me. But for this expedition, what you want to bring with you is some tainted metal, or any other type of items that you want to convert into nanites. But basically here's everything I brought with me. But your priority should be nanites and actually repair kits, that's it. So let's start the expedition. And for me, as soon as I got in, those bloody worms attacked me, but as they're needed for a later milestone, I might as well kill them while I'm here. After defeated the worms, what I want to do is start scanning plants and animals. And shooting at as many hazardous fauna as I see. Getting ferret dust and of course carbon from plants. And get quite a lot of that, it will save you a lot of time later on in the expedition. Shoot the blue crystals for the hydrogen. And look for a deposit of copper. Collect as much oxygen as you can. And of course, the hazardous fauna as well. And of course, stop mining the copper. And if there's any baby little worms about, kill them. And if you see any plants like this about, pick them and then eat them, and that will help boost your health. And that's In the Weeds milestone done quite early on. I've headed to my ship and I've got Alone in the Dark milestone, because I also want to get into my ship as quickly as possible. And I want to pop the Alone in the Dark milestone, so it gives me the advanced mining laser. Then I want to install the advanced mining laser. Which will give me from the Ashes milestone, which will give me the personal refiner, which is quite important. Then we have to install the personal refiner. Oh, and don't forget to pick up the waypoint flags, that's also needed for a later milestone. Then we're going to hit our pulse scanner so we can find some concentrated carbon. It's that little C+ that you can see up in the ridge there. You're going to spend quite a bit of time looking for these concentrated carbon crystals. And when you've installed the personal refiner, you get the self-reliance milestone. Now we have to repair the ship, but as you'll notice there's certain elements that we don't normally have, so that's why we need the personal refiner. So repair the pulse engine first. And then to make the deuterium, we're going to refine silicate powder with the hydrogen together, and that'll make the deuterium. And then to make the magnetised ferrite, all we have to do is refine some pure ferrite. But before we leave this planet, it's very important that we make some microprocessors. So make 5 carbon nanotubes, refine some copper into chromatic metal, and then craft your 5 microprocessors. Now we can take off and go into space. In space you'll get the unlikely escape milestone. Then select worlds of rock and ice and shoot lots of asteroids. In the background I'm refining more chromatic metal so I can make some antimatter to make some more extra warp cells. Now we can head to the space station. Get out to your ship and head to the back of the space station. And when you get to this room, the lights out milestone will pop. And when you collect that, you will get your hyperdrive. Now you can install the hyperdrive. Select the Rendezvous 1 milestone, go into space and make your first jump. When you made your first jump, you'll get the Independent People milestone. Go back into the galactic map, you might have to jump a few more times until you get to the rendezvous system. As soon as you get to the rendezvous system, head straight to the space station. Of course, get in and out of your ship and then leave the space station. At this point you can call the anomaly, but don't bother, head straight to the rendezvous point. When you get to the planet, remember to scan any animals and plants that you see. When you get to the rendezvous point, the milestone will pop, but remember to collect the flag while you're here. And that's everything in Phase 1 done. In Phase 2, select Stirring the Nest milestone and collect the lava cores. It's best to collect one lava core from one side, then jump to the other, and then use the top of the building to get away from the horrible little creatures. Then select the faintest echo milestone. Place down a signal booster, interact with it and scan for the transmitters. Because you selected milestone, it will be the top option. Then you want to go to that location and interact with the guy at the top. Unfortunately I lost the footage for this bit, but don't worry, it's not too difficult. I also got time on your feet at that location as well. And then you want to select Amidst the Stars and then go into space and go to the anomaly. When you get to the anomaly, it's going to tell you to explore a little bit. You can go up to Nada and speak to him. But what you want to do is follow this path here, go to the galactic teleporter and then go to that room at the back. And when you've interacted with that machine, it will give you the mind arc. But while we're in the anomaly, I think I'll do Make, Do and Mend before we leave. As I'm waiting for my tainted metal that I've just picked up from the kiosk to refine. So make some repairs to your multi-tool and that will give you the Make, Do and Mend milestone. Now we can get back on track and do Amidst the Stars milestone. So we want to go outside and look for a planet with activated copper. When you land that planet, scan for some activated copper and pick up any building flags that you can. And of course, mine the activated copper. Then we've got to get the Atlantium. I've already got the eye, I was given it as a drop, but if you don't have it, I'll get a solution for that later. So we have to go into space, go into the galactic map and look for a dissident system. And the dissident system, when you go in the galactic map, it's actually quite close by. See, that's the galactic centre, and it's just there. And as soon as you get in the system, look for the planet with distance detected at the bottom. When I landed right next to some radiant shards, so select them for one of the milestones. If you're not as fortunate as me, just use your scanner and it will point out where the radiant shards are. Then shoot the little purple crystals to get the Atlantium. While you're on this planet, scan some more animals and plants. Now I'm able to build the Mind Arc, you might not be able to, so just go to some water. Then you're going to have to dive in and swim around a bit and look for one of those little worm creatures that sucks you in. And when you kill that, you'll get the eye. Or the much easier solution is just go to the space station and see if they got one for sale. That's the Mind Arc crafted, so let's go back to the anomaly, making sure the milestone is selected. And then head back to the back of the anomaly and head back to the machine. And interact with it to be given the next step of this milestone. Then leave the anomaly and go to the next location. Interact with the portal and give it the Mind Arc. Now of course, go through the portal. And it's going to leave you floating in space for a little bit, not too long, but for a bit. And then eventually you will appear on a different planet, and that will be Amidst the Stars milestone complete. And remember to pop that milestone because they give you hyperdrives that you'll probably need later on, and once they're installed you can go to any system. And for me it didn't take me too far off the path, so when I was back in space it was only one more jump to the next rendezvous point. As soon as you get to the rendezvous system, go to the space station, get in and out of your ship. And then head to the rendezvous planets. And as you can see, it's quite a mountainous area, so look for the highest peak before you go to the rendezvous points. And when all that they survey milestone is popped, then you can go to the rendezvous point. When you get close to the rendezvous point, don't land your ship, use your pulse so you can find the nearest building. As it's quite mountainous and it's well hidden, it's going to be annoying, but you want to find a trading post. And that's rendezvous 2, milestone complete. In fact, that's all of phase 2 done. Now it's on to phase 3, apart from the 2 milestones we've already got. So select to dream of the stars, and in space start pulsing, and you might have to pulse quite a few times until this message in the bottom right corner appears. Then of course, talk to the cloud, and then to the dream of the stars milestone will pop. Then select bones to dust milestone, head to a planet with ancient bones on it. When you land on the planet, don't forget to collect the little flags, that's a milestone for later. And when you use your scanner, the sweep scanner will activate and it will show you where the bones are. Now select the abandonment milestone. Put down your signal booster and look for a nearby structure, and what you're looking for is a transmission tower. Pick up your signal booster and head to that location. Head inside the building, interact with the terminal and answer the question. And that will give you the distress signal detected location. And when you get to the ship, you're going to have to repair it. And once it's repaired, you might have to get into it, take off a little bit, but then land straight away. You don't want to keep this thing. And that should pop the abandonment milestone. Now, It's Alive milestone is a pain in the bum. I've got a location, which will appear at the end of the video, because I couldn't get it anywhere near here. But the location at the end of the video is really easy to find, so when we get there, it's not a problem. So head into space and go into the galactic map. And as you'll notice, the Rendezvous 3 location is a long way up. So if you can't jump far, it's probably worth making sure the expedition route is selected and then follow the path that way. Yes, for you it might involve quite a few jumps, but eventually you'll get there. And as usual, head to the space station and get in and out your ship, then leave the space station, and then head to the Rendezvous 3 location planet. That's you at Rendezvous 3 and Phase 3 completes, but don't leave, go straight inside that building. Of course, Signs to Nowhere finally popped for me, so that's the first milestone in Phase 4. Interact with the terminal and answer the question. And that should give you an ancient ruin site. So go into your milestone to make sure that Nameless History milestone is selected, and then head to that ruin site that we were just given. Interact with it, the little ball thing. Place down your signal booster, and then when you interact with it and you've got that milestone selected, the first option will appear will be the ones for ruin sites. Of course, head to the next location. Interact with it and then put down your signal booster again, and then find the next ruin site. And that's the Nameless History milestone complete. On a random planet, I got Not Alone milestone to randomly pop. I was looking for It's Alive milestone, but that will appear at the end of the video. Head into space, making sure that Rendezvous 4 milestone is selected, and then head to that location. Head to the space station, get in and out your ship, then leave the space station, and then head to the Rendezvous 4 planet. And when you get to the location, head to the centre of the crash freighter to get the Rendezvous 4 milestone, then head back into space and find a nice big body of water. Jump into the water and look for some crystallised sulfide. making sure to have the milestone selected so you know how many to get. And that's the Lure of the Deep milestone done. When you're still in the water, look for some rocks that are salt and shoot them. Then build your nozzling chamber and then get inside it. Then we're going to build a high-powered sonar. For the solar mirror, you might need to get some gold and silver, go into space and shoot some asteroids. Now you can install your high-powered sonar. Then get inside your nozzling and scan for a crashed freighter. Then simply get in your ship, head to that location, jump in the water and interact with the ball. That's the Fathoms Below milestone done. Then head into space. Select to dream of freedom and pulse for a little bit. You may have to drop in and out of pulse a few times, but eventually the message in the bottom right will change to the void has seen you. Then talk to the cloud to get to dream of freedom milestone. Then select the dereliction milestone. Pop the signal booster and start pulsing. When the Derelict Freighter appears, it's really important that you put the emergency signal scanner inside your personal refiner. It means if anything goes wrong, you'll still have a copy of it in your personal refiner. And now you can land on the crash freighter. So when we get into the crash freighter, we're going to head inside, collect all your boxes, and then I'm going to have a complete run through for you, but I'm going to speed up the footage 4 times. In this system, it was a very easy crash freighter to do, so it's really up to you if you want to slow down the footage and watch my playthrough, or skip to the end. Of course, at the end of the Derelict Freighter, it's really up to you what reward you want. I really should have gone with Freighter Bulkhead. I could have copied that over to my main save. And that's everything in Phase 4 complete. Let's select Rendezvous 5. Go into the galactic map and of course jump to the rendezvous point. When you get to the location, head to the space station, get in and out of your ship, then you can leave the space station. And then head to the rendezvous planet. And the rendezvous location is a crashed ship. I wonder if you could have repaired that and that would have got that milestone for earlier. Well, too late now. I've got the Still They Hunger milestone selected, so let's go and get that final worm. And for me, that's Still They Hunger milestone complete. Let's head into space and head to that bountiful starball planet. Select Buy the Bread Alone. It will do the sweep scanner and find you some wheat. Create some creature pellets. Find some creatures and throw the creature pellets on the ground. Then collect the poop. Put down the neutron processor and refine the wheat into flour. Then refine the faecium into yeast. Then combine the flour and the yeast into dough. And then turn the dough into bread. A still small voice, head into space and find an airless planet. Head to the dark side of that airless planet. And then when you land on the planet, just simply look up into the sky. Now select Ghost in the Machine. At this point you might have to craft some more surge batteries. Place down the signal booster, interact with it, and the first option you'll get will be Scan for reality breaches. Just click on that. And of course, just head to that location. And then interact with the grave to get Ghost in the Machine milestone. Then select To Dream of Sleep milestone and head into space. Do the pulse until the message in the bottom right corner changes to The Void Has Seen You. Then talks to the cloud to get To Dream of Sleep milestone. And that's everything from Phase 5 done, and there's only one milestone left to do. The It's Alive milestone. I went to so many planets to find this. But if you skip to this point, we're at Rendezvous 5 location, the end of the expedition, Rendezvous 5. And it's not a blue system we're heading to, it's actually a red system. So that's Rendezvous 5. I'm going to swing the camera around so you can see where the galactic centre is. I'll swing the camera back round to where it was, and it's that red system there. You can see the name of my platform, but for some reason some platforms have different names, so that's no use. But it isn't too far from the Rendezvous 5 location, so it's only 1-2 planets along, and you should be fine. And as soon as you get in the system, what you're looking for is the big green planet. If you turn your ship round as soon as you enter the system, it's probably the one right behind you. Basically, the capped planet. When you land on the planet, you'll see that it's only 3 animals. That's the 3 robots. All you have to do is wait for them to appear and then just scan them. After scanning 2 of them, you get the It's Alive milestone, but there's also that one other robot if you want to go looking for that. It's a strange tower building. And of course that's all the milestones for the expedition done, but there's a few more tricks I want to show you. So go into space and call in the anomaly. Once the anomaly, then select all your rewards, including your last reward, so you get the Iron Vulture. Of course, by claiming the Iron Vulture, it will now appear as your primary ship, and the expedition has now ended. Now it's time to transfer all the stuff that you want to take back into your main save through the kiosk. Then finish up the expedition, have everything transferred over. As you can see, I've still got my Iron Vulture at the Quicksilver merchant. I haven't collected it yet. Now back at the kiosk, all the stuff that I've transferred back over to my main save is there, but you'll notice I can also make a copy of the Iron Vulture. So let's create a copy of my Iron Vulture. You can see it over there in the distance, sitting there, so let's go and see the Quicksilver guy. And as you can see, my Iron Vulture is still available as a reward here as well. So if you want an extra version of the Iron Vulture to scrap, there you go, you can scrap it. And all that's left to do is collect all the materials that I've transferred back onto my main save, and that's it, the expedition's done. I hope you liked the video, and if you did, hit that like and subscribe button, or on the bell thingy. And of course, thank you for watching. See you all later.